Alright, before I put some gel coat in these, I want to give them a quick wax. I'm using honey wax again. Just need a little bit on here. And this thing behind here was made out of this set of molds a long time ago, except they modified the top here. They cut the hole bigger so it would fit a weed eater motor, and then they put some kind of little windshield on there. So, I mean, it doesn't quite match up, but I just set it there for something to look at while I wax. It's not going to take but a couple minutes. But when you wax, make sure you get all the lines. It's really easy to miss a spot. Now, I've already run this through a wax schedule and stuff, so I only really need to do it the one time. But I just wanted to give it a fresh coat before I make a part out of it. You don't need very much on it. Only so much of it actually touches the part. The rest of it, I mean, the more you put on, the more you got to wipe off. So all you need is just enough to cover it. I usually start out and end up putting too much on. See, I've got some scratches right there. I don't know if you can see it, but since I'm building a new part anyway, I'll just leave those in, and they'll real easily sand off. And you can see some print, some fabric print in here too. So all the more reason to build a new mold. Just for all the work I'd have in fixing this one, I could build a brand new one. Tip this in. This is kind of like we do the big ones. I don't know if you can, there's a couple big cracks back here. And I've got some problems with the sides here. These sides are probably going to get replaced when I do the new hull. So I'll go ahead and leave them bad too. See how I get too much on there. Usually when I start, I get too much in there, but make sure you get it down in these little, in the strakes, because you don't want to get it in the, not get some in there, because they are a pain in the butt to repair if they stick. Sure to get the whole transom. Yep. Got some damage on that one side. You can hear it rubbing against the pad. It's just a mold that's outlived its time. Time to make a new one. Flip it over to the other side now. We'll just run some down each straight, down the chine. and get the main surface. And then the sides, make sure I get some in that corner. Tell you what, I got this out a week ago, and it proceeded at work to have probably my busiest week since I started that place. Ended up traveling to Maryland and New Jersey and out to Illinois. And then right back here yesterday and back to my regular work. I never thought going back to 12, 14-hour days would be a break. That's how busy it was. Alright, I'll set that off and let it dry a little bit. Show you this thing. Now, you see in the bottom of that one, the strakes went all the way to the back. This guy modified it and kind of ground them down. Not very well, you can still see it. He kind of cobbled some things together. And he's just got the deck siliconed on. Kind of radio box back there. I gotta take some of this stuff out yet. But not a very thick part. You glass this piece on. It'll probably break off. But I pulled the motor out of it. I'm gonna pull a few other parts out of it. And then this one I'll probably just pitch. Because I got all fear of this thing on the front, but you can see it's taking a good hit. And he's just got silicone holding it together. This side's a little wavy. It's just old beat up boats. They made a lot of them. Anyway, I figured I'd just share you that. Get some hardware off of it. Make sure to always put your cap back on your wax. You're going to come back the next day and it'll all be dried out. Alright. Swig of vitamin water. I don't know with the wax in there if you can see right there in the back those cracks right down in here. That's something that I want to take care of. It's supposed to look like a little mini spoiler back there. Alright, just need a piece of white cloth, like a t-shirt material or sweatshirt material or something. I usually get that by the 50-pound box. It's scraps from like a clothing factory. And you just go over and just buff the wax off by hand. I think I got a helper behind me. They're being awful quiet. Not much to that. Well, I found a little piece of, a little bit of gel coat there. The other reason for filling this in is because when you lay out lay the fiberglass in there, each time you gotta cut the edge of it, and it's just a pain in the butt. I'd rather just lay the glass over it and go with my power tools and go back in and cut it out. That way if I don't, if I need to only cut out part of it, I can get away with that. Sorry, I got some chips in here. That's okay. The deck fits so badly on this hull, there's a huge gap. I don't know. That was one of the things I got this out for. I mean, look at that. That's probably 1/4 of an inch. That's crazy. And then just being as thin as it is, it bows in on the sides. I just want to make it better. I want to make it the best I can possibly make it. So, just trashing it and redoing it. If you only put so much on here, it doesn't take that long to dry either. And when you run a wax schedule, meaning you wax it several times to get it started, the directions, and you should always read the directions, how many times does it say? Five to 7 coats. And I usually do about 8, but usually I got people helping me that aren't the best at it, so they might forget a spot where I could get away with the 5 if somebody else that hadn't got the experience I have, then I'd want them to do 7 or 8 just to make sure they got all the spots. I mean, I'd rather be safe than sorry. See how much shinier that looks? Sweet. Got a little discoloration in the bottom too. That's a heat burn in that discoloration in the bottom. This gets too hot, discolors the tooling gel. It's nothing real bad, but it does start showing up on the part after a while. Alright. Now, I gotta dig out some gel coat. Yeah. I'll take care of that on the next vid.